Hey y'all, it's Elizabeth here, Bridget's Well. I wanted to do a video today on a product that I've gotten. It is a planner for 2018. I actually had this planner last year and worked with it for a little while, and then things kind of got crazy and it fell to the wayside. But my plan this year is to work through it and use it a little more often. So, this is the 2018 Self-Love, let me see if I can get that, there we go, kind of, Self-Love Planner Witchy Life. So there is a woman on Facebook, her name is Dominique, I believe, Wyrick, I believe that's her last name. It probably says it in here. Let me look really quick and see if it says so. Yeah, Dominique, and I could be saying that incorrectly. She makes these planners every year. Last year I just got the basic self-love workbook and planner, and I really liked it. I was looking for a planner that wasn't very, like a lot of planners are very, go get them, blah, if that makes any sense. A lot of the more new agey planners are kind of like that. It's like, go get your juicy life, and that's not me. I'm not gonna go get my juicy life. I can have a good life. I always have hated that word juicy when people describe life. My juicy things are like oranges, but my life, no, I don't want to describe it as juicy. Anyway, that was another little rant. But anyway, I found these books. I actually saw I think it's Katie Flowers reviewed one of her planners, and so I ended up getting it last year because I really liked how it felt kind of low-key to me, as opposed to like, what are you going after, or what are you, it just seems like a lot of these types of planners are very pushy. That's probably the best way to describe them. So anyway, this year I saw that the planners were ready to come out. She had different ones, and so she had like a mental health one for moms, I believe, and then this witchy one, which is Witch Life, which has all the moon phases. As you can even see, like the cover is really cool. So this one has moon phases, as it has places for spell work and oracle readings or tarot readings. I've looked through it just briefly, so I was just going to kind of glance through it and show you some of the pages. I wish I had the ability to do the over the book look type of thing, but I really don't. So the first thing that she does in her planners is this one is big about self-care, which is something that I need to work on. I don't really take enough time for myself or put down boundaries for myself, and that goes in a lot of areas of life. So like food-wise, what I eat and my exercise habits, I don't take care of myself that way as well as I should. You know, taking time for just myself to be alone, that sort of thing. I don't do that as much as I should. So she's got like stuff in here about what self-love is and what it isn't. And a lot of what I've noticed is she will have pages like listing what you're not currently doing to take care of yourself, or that is self-care. And then how, you know, like how you can better care for yourself. So she's got physical, emotional, personal, social, spiritual, practical, like about jobs and home life. So, I mean, then there's a lot of information in this planner, as you can see. So the first part of this planner is kind of like getting into learning what you feel self-care is and what you can do for yourself a little bit better. Let's see here. You know, listing 5 things that you love to do. And then, you know, your big list of self-care, listing things you can do to better care for yourself, which I think we all need to do. A lot of us do need to do. And there's nothing selfish about it. You know, a lot of us are taught growing up that taking care of yourself first is a selfish thing, but it's really not. Because as you've heard before, I'm sure, if you're drowning, you can't help the person next to you. You know, it's like flying. If you're in a plane crash, you need to put the oxygen mask on yourself first and then help the person next to you. So she goes through and does like a 2017 year in review where you kind of go back through 2017 and look at what you're holding on to from the year, what you learned, what was your biggest, what you feel like your biggest regret was, that sort of thing. So this is not just a planner, it's also kind of a workbook to kind of go within. As we are in the dark of the year, it's a good time to do this. Right, 2017, a goodbye letter. So, and you know what? I will kind of be glad to see 2017 go. Even though, like, our trip to Ireland was incredible, and I'm hoping we get to go back in a year or two, there's been a lot of things in 2017 that I would be glad to say goodbye to. Hopefully this house, too, and property. So, like, body love, 2017, and different sorts of things like that. So here we even go, witch life in 2017. So like your spiritual struggles and disconnects, favorite spiritual moments. How did you know, what did you like about your spiritual practice and routine? What spiritual energies did you connect with and what did you learn from them? So it's really a cool like workbook and planner. Let's see here. Celebrating 2017, like all the good stuff that happened. Let's see here. And then she moves on into embracing 2018. And so you're going to go through this as well, kind of similar to like letting go of 2017. It's, you know, what are your goals for self-care? How are you going to spend how can you spend quality time alone? It's got, finances and body love. So finances, witchy life. And so here it has goals and dreams. But one thing I really like about this planner is it's very simple. It's not screaming at me. A lot of the other planners I've seen, I feel like I was being screamed at or pushed, or, you know, you have to have these huge, massive, like, I want to change the world goals, which you don't really have to have. See, she even has, what are 5 tiny life goals that you want? What's the next step you can take? What's one life dream you want to make happen this year? And then she's got a space for bigger goals. And of course, if you were to use this, you don't have to fill in everything. I think a lot of times we feel like we have to fill in everything, but you don't. You know, just compliment yourself. Write yourself a love letter. So this planner is very much for those of us who need to work on loving ourselves more. Yeah, like describe your perfect day. So it really is, it's a tool for getting you introspective and figuring out how you want to spend your time and energy within the next year. There's a nourishment wheel, which is, I don't know if you've ever seen these before, but how you want to, or how you, let's see what this one says. Fill it with activities, people, places, etc. that make you feel good. And I'm assuming that the different sections are how you want to allocate your time among those things. So she even has where you can pull out your cards and give yourself a 2018 reading, which I do like to do at the beginning of the year. So this one's a little different than her regular one because it does have the witchy things in it. So for instance, here's your Wheel of the Year for 2018. And then it goes into the monthly planner part of the book. Let me look at this really quickly. Yeah. So every month, let's see if I can. Every month there is like a coloring page on the front. So this one looks like little owls. Aren't they cute? So you can color it if you want. And then it goes into your self-care for the month. And then this one has extra. So the special editions have like, they're the same as the basic planner, but they have extra little pages. So for this one, since it's the witchy one, January magic, oracle tarot reading, spell work, what do you want to achieve in your practice, full moon plans, and then notes. And one other thing another reason I really like these planners is because there's a lot of space to write. That is one thing for me. I write kind of big and I really hate lines. So for me, there's a lot of space to write and there's no lines. So I got another planner and it was about half the size and it's just too small. Like this is a 8.5 by 11 spiral bound book. It's got enough room for you to write. That's one beef I've had with a lot of planners in the past, is there's just not enough room. And too many little lines. I can't handle that. Even when I do my channeled writing that I do it on online paper because it hurts to try and fit into those little bitty lines. So this is January. And as you can see, it's got the moon phases. So there's the full. She's even got them, if you can see that, right here. You know, here's the whole month, and then there. But she's got the actual, picture of the moon. So the 1st of January is a full moon. We're starting the year, the calendar year, on a full moon. And then she's got, there's the different phases. Let's see if there's anything else really quickly. Dark moon, waxing, waning, all that fun stuff. So here, January journaling, which really, for me, that's not enough page to journal, but it's still, like, if you're not a big writer, that's a nice little area. I guess maybe that's just to, like, review, January in review. Probably what that is. So here is your January magical review. What spiritually nourishing moments did you have? What signs or symbols appeared in your life? How is your connection with your God, Goddess, Universe, higher power? So, I mean, I think it's just such a neat little planner. And then there's also just like a self-care January review. What was the nicest thing you did for yourself? How was your self-care? What did you struggle with? What was the biggest thing you accomplished? And then it goes into February. And obviously I'm not going to go show you every single month, but I'll look real quick and see if there's anything special at the back. Yep. So at the back, 365 days of gratitude. So every single day you can write down something you're grateful for. And that is it. And then I think there's just some blank pages at the back. Yep. So you could even use those to write on if you wanted to. But yeah, I really, really highly recommend this planner for the fact that it's simplistic in a good way. Like I said, this is from Dominique Wyrick, I believe is her last name. Her website is blessingmanifesting.com. You can kind of see that on there. It's a little cut off. These books are print on demand from lulu.com, and usually I actually found a coupon code and got a good, like, I think it was 25% off, so it ended up only costing me about 20 bucks with shipping. So I think the basic one is 20, and then the special editions are like 22 because they have extra few pages in them. But I think it's highly worth it. Like I said, there's other versions. I can't remember what they all are. There's like 3 or 4 special editions. The Witch Life one, of course, is the one I had to get. But yeah, I would highly recommend you go check her out. I will put her website in the description. I know she does other things too besides just the planners, but she's also got a Facebook group online. She's very accessible and friendly and posts a lot in her group, and she just seems like a very normal, down-to-earth type of person. So I like that too, that she's not just this big, kind of this big untouchable name in the new agey spiritual world, because there are some people that seem that way. But she seems very down to earth, and I like that too. So I like that I can support someone who seems to be someone I might actually be a friend with in real life. So anyway, like I said, highly recommend Blessing Manifesting Self-Love Workbook and Planner. Once again, I will put the website in the comments. So I hope you all have enjoyed this review, and I wish you many, many blessings.